So what we do want to talk about today, though, is gaining and losing reaches, and it is part of the groundwater section of this. So we're going to kind of bridge the gap today between surface water and groundwater, and that's kind of part of the hydrogeology and the groundwater section that we should be covering in here anyway. And we're going to tie it all back to our whitewater project because we're on an open stream and there might be contributions from groundwater. So when you think of a typical open channel, like a stream, a river, a creek, something like that, where does the bulk of the water come from?
Mountains, like glacial.
Yeah, so high in the mountains. So if I think of the Snake River, I think of the headwaters. Where are the headwaters? Does anyone know where the headwaters of the Snake River is?
Jackson Lake.
Yeah, so Jackson Lake up in the Tetons and the Absarokas, right? Way over in Wyoming, right? High elevation where we get a lot of snowpack. It melts and then it becomes channelized and forms the Snake River, right? Now, is that the only place that we get water in a stream? The only place that we can get a source of water for a stream?
Springs.
Yeah, so we have things like springs, right? Now, can we always see the springs that are coming up? Yeah, so the river itself is kind of, in a lot of ways, it is the groundwater table. So the Snake River is the groundwater table for a lot of the aquifer here, right? So we have some tools that we already know that we can use to determine a gaining and a losing reach of a stream. Now, what do I mean by gaining and losing reach? Areas where I'm gaining water, right, is going to be areas that we would call a gaining reach. Areas where I'm losing is going to be a losing reach of the stream. Okay? So today, you're going to learn how to identify a gaining and losing reach of a stream. Right? And you're going to use tools that you already kind of have or that you already know or that you'll learn today. Right? So there's things that I can look at that will help me with that. What's the simplest way of figuring out a gaining and a losing reach? Anyone know?
Flow measurements.
Yeah, taking flow measurements, right? If I'm between A and B and I have no tributary, I have no other water source, right? And I take a flow measurement at A and it's bigger than it is at B, am I gaining or am I losing water if B is downstream of A?
You're losing.
I'm losing water, so that's a losing reach, right? Now, that's not always practical, right? I can't always just go and take measurements every couple feet to do that, right? But I could do that. It would take a long time. Now, what about the groundwater elevation itself? Could I look in my wells? Could I take a well measurement to see where the groundwater level is to get an idea of how that compares relative to the stream bed? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, right? I could do that, couldn't I? Right, so I could have a map of the groundwater levels. I could also have flow data, and between the two, I could develop a pretty good map, right? So we already kind of have the tools to know how to do this. So what we want to do today is look at a basin and decide using groundwater elevations and flow data exactly where our gaining and losing reaches are. And then we're going to apply it to the coulee to see if we have a gaining or a losing reach. Now, for the Whitewater Park, would you rather have a gaining or a losing reach for its location?
Gaining.
Yeah, gaining, right? It's obvious. We want more water, right? So we want to look at the contribution of groundwater on the coulee. All right, that's good enough.